Nachman says something absolutely beautiful. And I think this is the problem with America today, especially the Western diet. If we realize that, why is a woman not allowed to go to a regular pool as a mikvah? Why can't she just go to a pool? What's the difference? The water's clean. Why does she have to go to rainwater? Why does she have to dip in rainwater? It's very simple. Because rainwater represents something from Hashem. A pool represents something man-made. Anytime we go towards Hashem, we have healing, we have blessing. Anytime we connect to man-made, whenever there's a man-made, that's why a woman is not allowed to go to a mikvah with a regular water. She has to be rainwater, because rainwater represents from Hashem. Even if a woman can go in an underground spring, that's even better than a mikvah, because that really represents something that's from Hashem. So when I came to this analogy and I realized, so Rav Nachman says, whatever is in order comes from Hashem. Whatever is in this order comes from man. So here we go. What happens? Man has screwed up the whole system, especially in America. What happens when Rashi says, when a person mixes two seeds together, what is he showing? He doesn't believe that Hashem can provide for the world normally. That's why we're not allowed to crossbreed two seeds. That's why we're not allowed to have GMOs. Why is there such a problem with GMOs? It's because you're going against the emunah of the world. Hashem says, I'm going to create the world the way I created. And what is man doing? He's screwing up the world, mixing seeds. So what happens? That represents out of order. So when a person doesn't go straight to Hashem, it represents out of order. So what happens? When you eat these foods in your stomach doesn't know how to process it. Is it a tomato? Is it a fish? Sometimes you eat a tomato, your stomach doesn't know. Is this a tomato or is this a salmon? It doesn't know how to process it in your stomach, so that's where all this inflammation is coming. We have a major inflammation problem. So our problem is really that we went against Hashem's method of creation. His is natural. Once we go unnatural, we start inventing things. Most things they're not made in a farm, they're made in a lab. Where the things are made in a lab, they're supposed to be made in a farm. Why are they made in a lab? So Rav Nachman talks about here that either a person's food, he maybe has, I think, over 20 chapters on food. I don't think there's another rabbi that spoke so much about the food-brain connection than Rabbi Nachman. And he said this 250 years ago. All the evidence is showing today, all the evidence across the board, they're showing that your body produces 90%, your stomach produces 90% of your serotonin. You understand what that means? That means you have a second brain in your stomach. Once I heard I had a second brain in my stomach, I said, whoa. That means 90%, that means up to 90% of the chemical in your brain that makes you say, you know what, life is okay. Everything's going okay, which is serotonin. It's the same thing you would take if a person would take Prozac, or if a person would take Zoloft. What is it? It's serotonin intake. So what happens is our brain, we have a second brain in our stomach, and that's representing 90% of the serotonin. So unfortunately, if you're not getting the right chemicals in your stomach due to the wrong foods, due to etc., that's when you become sick, and when you become sick, you don't feel good. And that's affecting how you're thinking. And if you're thinking based on what you're eating, good luck. Where is that going to lead you to in life?